Pappy out, let's talk it out, talk it out. What's it like? What's life all about? Oh, Pappy out, say your piece. Laugh at yourself, slap your knee. Pull up a chair, it's time for Pappy out.
Flipside Theater. Eric, today was a great interview, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Fantastic Pappy Hour. We want to thank Sam again for being here because that was a real treat. New perspective of just dadhood, especially with one that had so many question marks from the get-go.
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to hear this story, man. It's so good. Dude, this week, Stella, we've had some friends over and found out that Stella likes techno music. She likes four on the floor. This kid will throw up a chicken wing and just straight go to town.
Bam. All right.
Personality at 15 months is off the charts.
It's go time.
Yeah.
It's go time. You hear that music.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Ryan, youngest son, has currently been in Kansas City for the entire week for pickleball convention that he and his internship have put together and put on. He's just letting me know how exhausted he's been. But he's making time to get barbecue and making time to get an ice cream. So, and while having to still do some classes.
So
but yeah,
proud.
Yeah, totally.
What a proud
it's great.
papa.
And then for poor Nathan is learning what it's like to adult, still waiting to find that job to get some income. And, so he's dealing with living in the city and going, okay, do I have enough money for rent this month? It's really wild to watch that in action, knowing he knows that he can get some support. However, it's not what he wants. He wants to be, he's so driven to take care of this all on his own. So I'm impressed with that as well. And just, I know he's going to land on his feet. He's still on his feet. So all good from there.
Dude, that's great. Yeah. Well, you guys, this episode today with Sam Patti, it's a great one. I can't wait for you guys to hear his story, and let's do it.
That's right.
Yeah. It's fucking hard, man. So we are here with my neighbor and
Baby Neighbor.
blossoming friend, Sam Patti. And Sam, your kid, Elliot, was born a day before Stella.
That's right.
Did you guys pass each other? Was you guys in the same hospital? Did you guys pass each other?
We were in different hospitals.
Were you Louisville
Hospital? We were in, the one right down the road here in Louisville, so in Superior.
I see.
Right
yeah,
the
we were
Vista?
Samaritan in Lafayette. But
Gotcha.
we knew each other, obviously, before the birth, and we knew that.
I think, didn't I,
lined up.
one of us, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I feel like I saw maybe Tina pregnant walking down the street, and I was like, oh, hey, we're having a baby too.
It's
Connect.
possible. I feel like she is sort of sneaky and sort of hard to catch her outside, so I'm not sure if that's how it went down, but yeah, we knew each other were pregnant.
Yeah,
before
we moved in very similar time.
But our due dates were further apart, but I think we were
Right.
late and maybe you were a little bit early, and we got closer to each other.
Right.
So we came from Atlanta, you came from Chicago. How long were you guys in Chicago before you came out here?
Yeah, I grew up outside Chicago, went to college outside Chicago, is where I met my wife, and then we lived in Boston for 6 years when she was in grad school, and then when that was done, she got a job back in Chicago. It was during COVID. It was like nice to be back in Chicago, be closer to my parents during all that, and then we were there for a couple years, and then she was looking for a career change, and we were also sort of we were thinking about living in Chicago, and we were a little ambivalent about that, and we always liked being outdoors, and like we kept on hearing this call of coming out here, and we eventually just took that and took the career change as an opportunity to move out here. So that was a couple of years ago.
This is an amazing landing spot. I mean, so many people that I speak to are not originally from here.
Yeah, I have met very few like natives. I would say definitely not
Yeah, I mean, it's a great spot to move to.
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys love skiing and beer and the outdoors.
I gotta go on the record that I am a terrible skier. I like being outdoors, but during the summer.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're on the up and up
on my
because I wouldn't want anybody.
2 feet, nothing on my feet but my shoes.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm waiting for my son to teach me how to ski.
There it is.
That's
There
the
it
idea.
is.
You
That's
have
it. They're
kids
going to
that
teach
they
us
can,
all sorts of stuff.
Elevate your social standing and
100%.
and whatnot. Yeah.
Yes.
I do feel like my social standing is elevated with Elliot.
Right?
Sort of a local celebrity.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I
Tomorrow's gonna
heard.
See him, and I just happen to be in the frame.
I heard he's
So I
quite
gotta-
a ladies' man at the.
Anyone with a candy bar or a piece of cheese, yeah, lady, anything like that, yeah, wild animal. I think.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Yeah.
Dude is a heavyweight kid, but he can walk like a champ.
Absolutely.
Right.
But our due date's right. I think Elliot was maybe a couple weeks ahead of Stella, so maybe that explains the 20-pound difference.
You think he
That's
cooked
funny.
more inside there?
Well, he was actually really small when he came out, so I'm totally wrong about what I'm saying. But, he did cook more, but
Yeah.
I don't know what came of all that cooking. Yeah.
But before we get to meeting Elliot for the first time, I know you lived in Chicago and kind of like the general story, but like what was life like before you became a dad? I mean, like who did you think you were going to be a father at this age? Did you plan on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think I thought I would be a father before this age, probably. I mean, we were supposed to get married July 2020, and we thought, COVID will be done. Like, our friends who were going to get married spring 2020, they're idiots. Like, what were they thinking? Having a wedding in spring 2020,
Right.
summer 2020 is going to be fine. And then flash forward to 2 years later. This is
Yeah,
when we got
exactly.
married. So I think we probably thought we would have, maybe Elliot would be 3 years old by now.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I don't think I really was ever concerned about wanting or like thinking I couldn't be a father. I feel like I've always felt good about, like, when I met Tina, like my wife, that this would all happen. I didn't have like a ton of concern over that. So how I was a few years ago, I don't know how different that really is. I'm still like, like being outdoors. I like cooking. Like my certain hobbies. I'm still trying to keep those around with my baby.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys have been really talking and planning, like, let's have a kid around for the last 3 years, and then it's
Probably.
kind of come together now.
Yeah. And we've been dating since like 2013.
Right.
I feel like we met each other and we knew and we sort of moved in together even though we were in college.
Yeah.
And my in-laws know that, so if they find
Yeah.
this podcast,
Yeah. Right.
they
This
actually
isn't-
wanted me to sign a contract with her when we moved to Boston, when
Right.
we can actually officially move in together. They didn't,
Right. Well, that sounds like a Chicago pact, right? I mean, it's
Right.
you signed this contract right here. You can take care of my baby girl.
Exactly, nice one. Yeah. So I feel like we met each other and we just sort of. I don't even know how much we even talked about all this stuff. It was just it didn't really even need to be said. I would say.
Yeah. And then did you guys? How soon did you move out here after COVID, or after you got married, or did you get married out here?
No, we got married in 2022.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be 2020. We got married in Oregon because my wife is from Oregon.
Okay.
We got married up on a mountain. We hiked around the mountain after.
Nice.
After the wedding, we like backpacking, and it was a great way to incorporate our hobby
Totally.
into our special day. It's supposed to weddings. I feel like it's supposed to represent the couple.
Yeah.
Some people say maybe it's supposed to represent the family. And
Yeah.
I don't
So
know,
wait,
maybe
you guys got married and you just like left? Did everybody follow you as like a train
Well, it
in
was
your
a
hike?
5-day backpacking trip.
Wow.
So the day after the wedding, I was hungover. My wife wasn't hungover for whatever reason. So that we did not start that day, and then we started the
Right.
day after that, and then it was 5 days later. We made it
that's
back
great.
to the hotel.
What a great initial test.
Yeah.
5 days in the wild.
Yeah. Well, we had done this before.
This wasn't your first
This
trip
wasn't
out.
the roadie,
Yeah.
right?
And
Yeah.
the first attempt at backpacking was a big disaster in New Hampshire. Like, we lost the trail. It was raining. We gave
Okay.
up. And she still was okay with trying it, even though I failed the first time.
I'm like, the fact that you guys
Outstanding.
spent that amount of time in the wilderness together
Yeah.
and are still married is like
Yeah.
a testament to your love.
Whammo,
There.
yeah.
We've pooped in the woods.
Yeah, totally. Holding hands, just smiling,
I mean, if
looking
I knew-
deeply into each other's eyes.
If I knew my wife would poop in the woods,
Yeah.
like for me, basically, when
Yeah.
I met her, that's all you really need to hear.
Game
right?
changer right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a keeper,
Yeah.
100%. So you guys got married 3 years later. Here we are. I know a little bit about the birth story and like what it was like meeting Elliot for the first time. Listen, and just let me know if it's too much. You just like talk about it as much as you want to. I think.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, great. Because I know that it was a pretty smooth pregnancy.
Yes.
But then the birth itself was it was pretty hard, right?
Yeah, the hit the fan for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we had totally normal pregnancy. We were going to low risk doctors. And everything was totally
relaxed
fine.
and everybody's hanging
and
out
we were
going,
happy,
okay, we can do this.
Everything, it was fun, learning the baby book I was reading. I felt like I knew, how it was going to go and go to the hospital. So Elliot was not going to come out, so my wife got induced. I thought it would be like a nice to have a natural labor, and I know like your story, with being breached, and we weren't able to have that either.
Yeah.
So we waited a while to try to get that natural labor, just to like the magical idea of I'm having contractions, let's go to the hospital.
Right.
And that didn't happen. So at some point, they say you have to get induced because it's not safe to have the baby in there for so long, and so that was a long process of being induced, and still everything was fine up until when the baby came out, and that was 3 hours of pushing. And it was middle of the night when he was born, and it was a long day, and that was all great. But then when he was born, he wasn't crying, and had to go to the NICU because of that. He had like an airway. His airway was not formed as much as it's supposed to be. And he's fine now, but that was not a month. That was a week in the NICU because of that, just for him to basically grow out of that traumatic birth that he had.
Sure.
That's a lot of time, dude. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Stella like didn't cry for what felt like forever, but it was only a few seconds. Like, I can't imagine, like, what was that like? I mean, now obviously he's fine, but like, I mean, was there a moment where you were just like, at a loss for words?
I mean, I would say I was pretty. I mean, at that point, I was tired and whatnot. I would say I was pretty emotionally tapped out at that point.
Yeah.
But I think I'm definitely a realist, I try to be optimistic when possible. But with this birth, I always felt like something bad was going to happen.
Interesting.
I don't know why that is.
So you had this feeling even ahead of time.
Me.
Yeah.
And that's probably just. I didn't want to feel that way, but I was just always like afraid of like any ultrasound. I was excited, but also afraid at the same time. Like everything was fine. Like that's amazing. But if it wasn't fine, that would define my life in some way.
I love that you're saying this because that is exactly my experience. And I've worked in education for 30 years. And so my experience is, and I studied child development, I'm just like every moment is something going on. And I was just always pins and needles and just expecting the worst, which is probably not the greatest thing, but fortunately my wife was very calm and pragmatic about things.
Yeah. Wait, did you guys have I don't think I know this story. Did you guys have like a
We had a false positive for Down syndrome.
Oh, really?
And so we had a lot to kind of think about and play with, particularly with our backgrounds. But yes, we went in for an amniocentesis
so
in
you got
Denver.
The blood test.
We got the blood test. We got the
right.
full, hey, let's put that 12-inch needle in your wife's belly. And
I do remember
and it came out negative, and the guy was great. Dr. Henry, and he just let us know it's good, great, excellent. And
Did
it goes.
You still worry about that?
A little bit, but not as much.
Born?
Not nearly as much. All of a sudden, everything felt better. And what was so cool is that those cameras were so amazing. You're really watching this little dude running around. We didn't want to know the sex, but it
you
was.
Probably could have.
Yes. He was like, "Do you want to know?" Yes.
Exactly. They could tell.
No, if he's hung like me, we never would have seen it. So, anyways, but that's wild, and I feel for your. For that experience, what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so I mean, you were saying Stella didn't cry for a few moments, and to me, it felt like I wasn't watching him not cry for that long, but like looking at photos, it was like 15 minutes that I was watching him not cry for. So that was, and then they took him to the NICU, and I went with him. Yeah, and they like put they put someone's hand over his eyes. They did an X-ray of him. All this stuff was happening very quickly, and I'm around there. I don't really know what's going on.
Right.
And I think I did a good job staying calm.
Great.
Because you just got to get past like that moment.
Yeah.
You can't start thinking about what's the implications for years down the road.
You're
just going to totally lose it.
Was there a moment of some reassurance? that allowed you to breathe a little bit more?
At some point, they said, "Oh, he hocked up a bunch of amniotic fluid
Okay.
in the hallway,"
Yeah.
but they were also the NICU. They're very like uninvasive, non-invasive. They just want him to get better. They're not going to test him and stress him out more.
Sure.
So it was a lot of it was we didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
What we knew the plan was if he could feed, feed without having breathing issues, he
Right.
would get to go home. So
Yeah.
it was maybe it was more ambiguous, the NICU experience, than I thought. And
Yeah.
then like wanting to know, okay, well, is there a date that he's going to be able to come home?
Yeah.
And they didn't want to do that, and I feel like I understand why, because then they did eventually say, we think maybe he'll go home on this day, and then I think made me even more stressed out.
Sure.
Because well, what if something happens and then we don't have that day, and
Yeah.
it becomes even
Yeah.
worse than we thought. But that didn't happen. It was only 1 week, but it
Yeah.
was. It
But
was,
you guys had to go home without him, though, right? Didn't you?
yeah,
go?
and so the other half of the
Gosh.
story is, so then when I was in the NICU, unbeknownst to me, my wife's placenta was not coming out of
Oh,
her.
my
And
gosh.
so then,
So there's a double
Nightmare.
whammy
Yeah.
going on. And my wondering was, what is she thinking the whole time that you and
well, she
Elliot are
was-
gone?
I don't know what she was really thinking about
Yeah.
Elliot. I mean, she knew I was watching him.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
knew that he wasn't crying, but she was mostly noticing like the look on the doctor's face as the doctor is, trying to get the placenta out.
Yeah. And all of a sudden-
and couldn't. And so I'm in the NICU, and then they say, "Oh, Tina wants to see you, Sam." And I don't know anything what's going on, and I go back there, and she's basically getting wheeled away and
Oh,
is
my
not
goodness.
happy, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she needed an emergency surgery.
Oh, my
And
God.
so then there I am, and everyone's gone. And
Yeah.
I'm just in this room, and so that
Alone.
that's basically the birth story.
I
And
mean,
then it's like,
oh,
I have
yeah,
to tell my
talk
parents.
about
And-
that.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then I
Oh
had
my
to,
gosh.
tell my parents and tell her parents that that we had a baby, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, oh my God, how do I explain this
Right.
to people who don't? Because I was doing a good job communicating
Yeah.
up until that point, and then my mom. My in-laws were staying at our house. So,
Okay.
I had to tell them first, but then I was sort of neglected my mom a little
Yeah.
bit, and she did text me like, what's going on, by the way. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I need to probably call her.
Yeah.
But I think I did a good job with that, but I didn't have time to stress out about those conversations.
Sure.
But yeah, I think my experience was more mental, and then my wife's experience was I was never in danger at any point in all of this,
Right.
but then my wife gets to think, am I like gonna die here, basically?
Sure.
Because I don't know, the doctor was trying to get her placenta out for so long,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't know what the communication was like there. I wasn't there, to see it, so that was
Sure.
Yeah.
that's hard.
I remember talking to her afterwards, and like she, I thank God she had such a great sense of humor. She just was talking about it, and she was like, "Yeah, it was not great. It was pretty bad." It was
I
pretty
really
bad."
don't know how she does it. She's
She's pretty
I feel
incredible.
like she is fine with it, and I feel like I'm
Jeez.
not fine with it.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and it wasn't my body, so
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what's wrong with, if it's something wrong with me or wrong with her or what, but we're obviously our reaction to that situation was different.
I think that's really great. I find just my own wife and I, if I'm losing it, she's the beacon of reason, and then
yeah.
even though it's very rare that she becomes uncomfortable with something, somehow I get grounded and I can help ourselves out, and rather than going, okay, well, if you're losing it, it must be bad, and I'm going to lose it too.
I wonder if that's common with a lot of like marriages,
Yeah.
because I know Lauren and I are like that too. I can lose it a lot
Right.
of times, and she's like chill, and then like
Yeah.
vice versa. It's like always kind of works out like that.
Yeah.
On occasion, I think we've both lost it at the same time, but
Right.
luckily it was before we had a kid.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
I
gosh.
think it was hard for us because we didn't experience it together. I think we don't
Right.
have a lot of friends. We
Right.
spend a lot of, even since we met, we were very glommed on each other. Our
Yeah.
friends did not like that about us. And they told me that,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my friends if I do that. It's
Yeah.
like, go fuck yourself. man.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
My wife, like, don't tell me to spend less time with my wife. Are you
Yeah.
crazy? I would never
Yeah.
say something like that to you.
I love spending time with my
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
She's my best friend.
Yeah. And yeah, I totally agree with that point. But then the fact that we didn't get to have this
Right.
big experience, and we weren't together, is, I think, a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Without
remember
a
talking
doubt.
about it with her at Culver's after we got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
This is different too. ask her like, well, what was that like for you?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't there because we were I'm surely a control freak. Like I'm like interested in medical stuff. Like my mom was a nurse, and I was trying to be a good support person and like be a big voice for her,
right?
Advocate for her at the hospital in the doctor's appointments. But then this moment, I was not there, and I didn't know what was going on.
Sure.
So I totally skipped over this because I was like sucking self-involved here. But you were saying that the fact that you weren't able to be in there with her was really challenging for you because of how much you guys like just share everything. So the fact that you had to go take care of this thing and you weren't able to like experience it with her.
Right.
That's
you had
not
to ask
how
her.
I would have asked for that to go.
Right.
A million times. Yeah. Not a million. Yeah.
Man.
Well, I can only imagine how great it must have been to hear the news of, you can go home. How was that? Was it just like relief, excitement?
Yeah.
Was there some trepidation? I mean,
so I was afraid at one point, like when I realized, okay, he's in the NICU, how long is it going to be for?
Yeah.
And then, oh shit, even if he does come home.
Right.
Is he going to be normal? And am I going to be like horrified he's going to go back to the hospital?
Right.
And I would say like the hospital was great about, we're not going to have him go home until we say like, this is a normal baby. And we really did believe that.
Yeah.
And our pediatrician, the first time we saw him, he's like, this kid's fine, He
is
it was
fine.
so crazy to go from the NICU to this. We love our pediatrician, and like we really needed that. So we had encouragement to be told that everything was fine with him. And so once he came home, I don't think we were too concerned he was going to go back to the hospital. But that drive back from the hospital was getting him out of the hospital was very emotional. And I remember that. And then I remember that drive back, going up public.
Oh my God.
So my mom got us a little balloon. Felt bad for my in-laws because they had to go home before he came home from the hospital. And then my mom thankfully was able to come out. It was good to have some more moral support.
Yeah.
And she was able to see him.
Right. And were the in-laws able to go? Or were you guys able to visit when he's in the NICU?
Yeah. We could have stayed there. We could have been there 24/7.
Okay.
And we didn't do that. It's not really set up to sleep there.
Sure.
And it was weird because it didn't really feel like we had a son. I would say, until he came home.
Yeah.
And the point of the NICU was like get him healthy so he can come home, and it felt like us trying to be parents was a little bit at odds with that. So I felt like our role was hard to figure out what was best for us to do to get him out of the hospital. Like teaching him how to feed, but if it's a bad feeding and him taking in milk is what's going to get him out of the hospital, then if we do a bad job, are we going to be setting him back?
Yeah.
And so that was very charged.
Sounds like a really delicate balance.
Yeah, because we were like, can we figure out breastfeeding?
Right.
I think they actually said any breastfeeding you do, we're just going to count it as he took X amount of milk.
Yeah.
So they were sort of letting us cheat a little bit.
Right.
But we were
little
afraid.
wins. You need those little wins. But you guys got him home, and he's like, he's thriving right now.
Everything's been perfect since then.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Speaking of perfect, how in the world did you get this kid to sleep through the night?
Pediatrician said, just do it. Yeah, and we listened to him. Yeah, 3 months he said he's ready. And I've heard anecdotally that fat kids are better sleepers. You hear all these anecdotal things. I don't know what's true or not.
Right.
But we were strong about we trust our pediatrician. We're gonna listen to him, and we're gonna do I don't remember what the method is called, but you go in. You wait 5 minutes one day after they start crying, then you wait 10 minutes, and you wait 15 minutes, et cetera, et cetera. He was a good sleeper to start.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But we also, it took a week, and then we actually were going to give up, and then that was the night that he slept through.
When you were about to give up.
Go back to the start. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
He pushed us to the edge, but my wife and I, we sleeping is important to us.
Right.
And I'm not a morning person.
No.
Naturally, I guess I am now. I get up early now, but we knew that sleep is important, and it can just lead to stress.
I'm impressed because you guys talk about having quiet babies coming into the world.
Yeah.
Nathan was screaming before he even got out. He just was on as soon as he
Actually?
Sorry,
came
how
out.
does that work?
Yeah, you could hear the echoes. I mean, he's coming out.
Holy shit.
It was just, he comes out immediately as barking.
Mm-hmm.
And then that lasted for 9 straight months. He was
Yeah.
up every hour and a half. So, yeah, I remember the first night he stayed asleep. I was like, Kristen, where's Nathan? Because usually he'd be on the bed by about the 4th cry. And she looks over the other side of the bed like he had dropped off. And I'm just like, what the heck?
Yeah, the first
and
time
then,
that
of
they
course,
sleep through
you
is
know,
horrifying.
doomsday guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
he didn't cry?
Right.
Oh, geez, what has happened
Yeah.
to my son? Go in there. He's just sound asleep. And from then on, it was great. But so, yeah. So what? How long was Elliot sleeping for?
The basic, I mean, I would say maybe a few days after he came home from the hospital, he slept the whole night.
Oh
yeah,
my
like he did
gosh.
not wake up. He did not wake up.
Wow.
And then the lactation consultant suggested, well, he's so small and
Yeah.
he's like conserving his energy, and that's why he didn't wake up. It's like, I don't know, like I'd like to see data to back that up.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
wow.
feel good about that. And so then he was born so small,
Yeah.
and we had this concern about feeding him to get him out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And so I think that made us hyper vigilant about feeding him. And so then we did get on this like every 3 hours feeding
Sure.
him. But then I think we limited it to, we're just going to feed him once overnight.
Yeah.
And so if that was at 3 a.m. or what have you, we would wake him up, but he would go to bed with us for the
Yeah.
first few months at like 11 or what have you. And then
Oh
we'd
my
wake him at
gosh.
3:30, and then he would maybe wake up at 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
something around then.
God, that's
he was-
reasonable.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we were able to get about as much sleep as we always did for the first few months.
So now you guys are comfortable. Everything's groovy. Do you feel like with the books that you read or the preparation, do you feel like that's the father you've become, or is it different?
I really tried to not set expectations for myself at all, because I knew that I didn't know anything.
Love
and
it.
so
Yeah.
I feel like I've done I'm happy with how I've done. I'm proud of myself
Great.
with how I've done, and I don't have a lot to compare to.
Yeah.
And I see him, and he's great, and so I feel like I helped enable
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Great.
So I
You
feel like
guys are
there's a lot of opportunities to put pressure on yourself. We did a lot of the birth classes. I feel like a lot of it was gender roles and pigeonholing me into
Yeah.
gender roles. And I don't know, maybe some of that is true, but I felt like it was maybe it wasn't helping me.
Yeah.
Like I need to do XYZ because I'm the dad, and I'm gonna have XYZ issue because I'm the dad.
Right.
And I didn't feel like it really described me very well.
That I love that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's really clear that you guys kind of like forge your own path and do your own thing and like listen to yourselves. And I think that's, for me, that's something that I want to instill in Stella, is like to be able to like trust herself and listen to herself. So I'm so glad that we have you guys across the street and hopefully around for a while, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really good influence to have.
Absolutely. No,
On a
I feel like
kid.
Elliot is, for whatever reason, is very self-sufficient. Like he sucks his thumb. He's great at sleeping.
Yeah.
Daycare
Yeah.
transition went really well. He loves everyone at daycare. He loves the janitor at daycare. He loves the people taking pictures of him at
Yeah.
daycare. He's just very. He just seems like he's good.
Yeah,
good
he's
to go.
easygoing.
Yeah.
He's just
Isn't
like,
he
I
the
don't know.
only
I don't
guy?
know what you guys
Yeah.
were concerned about at the beginning. I knew I was coming up. So it's all
And I remember
groovy.
when I was in kindergarten, I was trying to think about what I was afraid would happen. And
Yeah.
like some kids in kindergarten were just, the first day, were just crying, having absolute tantrums. Like, where are my parents?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I did not want, I wanted, I don't know if I'm doing anything to, I would like to hope that how I'm parenting him is going to help him feel like he would be good in a situation like
Right.
that. So they're not going to always, be there to solve all his problems.
Totally. Love
Totally.
that.
Yeah, you guys seem like some of the most chill parents, which is why I think we like hanging out with you guys
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much.
And maybe like the NICU stuff helped put some perspective there.
Sure.
Around like the stuff doesn't really matter. Like,
Yeah.
Like he's home and everything's good with him, and like don't, with the breastfeeding, they didn't work out for who knows why, but also our pediatrician helped us just say, just go to formula, it's gonna be fine. And we didn't. Obviously, harder for my wife to accept than me. It was actually nice for me because I got to feed.
You
him
got to
more.
feed
Yeah,
too,
and I
right.
want to be involved.
Build
yeah.
that bond even more.
Yeah, but I feel like we just moved past that and it was fine. Even though we did want to breastfeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. oh, hey, what's going on here? Oh, okay. Cool. I'll cut that part out. The screen went to sleep, and I thought we lost everything. I got scared. I still get scared sometimes. Hey, so you have it's a very like your sense of humor is like a sleeper cell. Like when I first met you, I was like, I don't know if this guy is funny. And then the more you get, the more you get to know him, you're hilarious. And I wonder if that passed down to Elliot at all. And like, is there like a moment that he's made you laugh already? And like, what was that? What's the funniest thing he's ever done?
I mean, he'll do things where he knows what he's not supposed to do, and I don't know how he knows, but like we have a record player and he'll touch the speakers next to the record player and then look at us,
right?
And then even early on, and like and smile, because he sees the look on our face and he knows, and not like we're like yelling at him or anything, but he knows what look on our face means, that we're upset or something apparently.
Or don't go any closer,
because
that's a vintage vinyl right there, son.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to pay for your college.
Yeah, and then the other one would be a few months ago, changing his diaper. I would put the tabs on, and then left hand only would take a tab off of the diaper, and then would make eye contact with me and would look at me and wait and then smile and would wait for the reaction. So I appreciate it. I like the trolling. You know, you gotta be popping some stones.
He's so
100%.
funny, man.
Oh, that's great.
I love that kid. So life since he's gotten here it's been pretty great. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of time, right, to be watching him and making sure he doesn't know what down is, like going downstairs, like he will injure himself.
Yeah.
So you have to watch out for things like that, and it's a lot of manual labor.
Right.
But I think it's good to do manual labor sometimes, like gardening and what people like don't want to do work like this anymore. But I think it's good character building.
Heck
for
yeah.
sure. But then at the same time, like I like cooking and I like spending a lot of time cooking, and it's been harder to find time for that, but I'm still trying to make that work. End up eating dinner late at night.
Especially since he's walking now, because like I know Stella's not walking yet, but like you set her down in one part of the room and she's like underneath your feet. So like,
he loves being in the kitchen. Like if the dishwasher's open, he wants to help out. I'm not usually messing around with the dishwasher, thankfully. I've outsourced that to someone else. But he's developing a little bit more of a attention span, but it's gone from like 0 seconds to 5 seconds. I would say. So it's not. I mean, if I want to be enjoying time cooking, that's going to take a few hours, and so try to hold that maybe for after he goes to bed.
Right.
He goes to bed at 6:45 still, and so we do have some time to. We have evenings. We're trapped in our house, which is sort of scary to realize, but we do have free time. And we like being outdoors, and we are able to go on hikes with him. We actually went on a 12-mile hike with him a couple weekends ago, and he was mostly good about that.
Yeah.
He did
you carry him in a backpack?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my wife carried him a little bit, but I mostly did carry him.
Yeah.
Good for you. And he was screaming before lunchtime, but my wife was pulling off little pieces of the cheese, like the tiniest little pieces, and like would give one piece
just to pacify just a little bit.
And then would wait 2 minutes till he cried again. Right. And then and that got us to lunchtime.
Yeah.
Rationing out his snacks.
Totally.
Exactly. She did a great job rationing. Yeah. It was nice for me. I mean, I couldn't really. He's above my head. I
you can't see what he's doing. Right.
Yeah. Stella does this little tap on my shoulder when we're in the.
He was pulling my hat off.
Pulling your hat off.
Pulling my hat off and trying to throw it on the ground.
And then you're bending over and he's dropping out.
I can't really walk and do that.
Lots of good squats.
But he would get upset if I didn't let him take my hat off. So
you just let him do some things just for to appease them. What so before we wrap up here, I just want to say thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story. I think every story that we can share as dads. I know when I was growing up, my dad didn't do a lot of talking, and we didn't really communicate a whole lot. And so I think that when we can talk to each other and it's like meaningful stuff about like our kids. I think it can really help other men open up and share and hopefully feel a little less alone. Do you have any advice for dads out there, maybe men or people that are going to be dads?
Yeah, I mean, I was sort of parent. I was trying to think about this. I guess one thing is we were waking our baby up to feed him. It's like, you don't need to do that.
Right.
You like, just let him sleep. Like our pediatrician said, like, haven't you ever heard "Don't wake the sleeping baby"? So that was one thing. I mean, I don't know how dad-centric it is, but like, I think we were concerned about breastfeeding, and like, it doesn't really matter. And he's bottle fed and everything's fine.
Right.
I mean, not anymore. And then I already sort of touched on the classes, but I felt like maybe that put more pressure, like related to gender roles on me that needed to be. And I didn't need that. You know, you just believe in yourself. Like,
Right.
I feel like I have plenty of moments in my life where I don't believe in myself, but I feel like I do believe in myself with how this has gone so far.
Yeah,
so, like,
great.
I have the confidence. Like, you don't need you have it within.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's it right there. I mean, being able to trust yourself, and again, I mean, advice for dads could be like the same thing as like what we want to teach our kids is like believe in yourself and trust that you can handle it. And also, it's okay if you mess it up, right? Like if you could drop the ball.
There have been plenty of times where I thought he would cry because he fell or whatnot, and nothing happened. You know, I saw a daycare, you just go, yay! You clap. And so I remember one time that happened. You were over, and I started, and then you joined me.
Yeah.
And I don't think he cried at that point.
No, he just they feed a lot off of our energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, without a doubt.
Give them some credit, and then you don't need to.
Yeah.
If you put that negative energy in there, then they're gonna feed. I mean, obviously, he knows. You know, when he's trolling me with his diaper or with the record player, like he knows what that look at my face is. So you don't need to. If you like, you might will it into existence if you expect it to go bad for them.
I don't think there is much of like blank slates as a lot of people think I think there's so much personality already built in. They're taking it in.
I don't know where that it came from, but we're happy about his personality for sure. Yeah.
Well, I think he's got you guys' deep perspective. You guys knew from the beginning, it sounds like, how just connected you two are as a couple, and I think that is showing in his personality and everything else. It just he's easygoing because you guys kept a really positive perspective, and it still hold it. It's impressive.
Yeah. Be cool to see where he's at in about 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'd be happy for him to date my daughter.
Tournaments. You're going to teach him how to play guitar?
I would love to teach him how to play guitar. Absolutely. No, I was saying I would be happy for him to date my daughter. If
date
there you go.
I like him getting this.
You heard it here first, folks.
Issues.
Yeah.
We're getting older, man. It's going to happen. My eyes are going. My ears are going.
I was playing a board game last night, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't. And I'm not usually having issues seeing close things to me, so... Well, I'd be honored if Elliot dated Stella as well.
She's a pretty cool chick.
And they'll have if they break up, hopefully it's a good breakup.
Yeah, we'll deal with it. It's fine. It's a good starter relationship.
Are we gonna be able to?
Yeah, we'll be able to hang out.
No,
it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. I'm not worried about
Good.
that.
The
We're
back is
solid.
here. Yeah, let's sign the paperwork now that we're committed. This
last question before we go. I'm trying to get more dad jokes. Do you have any dad jokes? Has that happened since you become a dad?
I have a joke about a limo, but it's pretty long.
It's pretty long? Oh, God dang it. You got me.
That's it. Learned that from not a dad, from a single woman, though, so I don't know if that's a dad joke.
It's a straight up dad joke.
Yeah. It's a stretch, but...
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Hey.
Awesome.
Come on. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy.
This is great. All right. Well, that's it. That's Pappy
Thanks so
Hour.
much, Sam. This was great.
You only get one spin around this rock. You only have so many days until it stops. And how you show up for your kids, well, that's your superpower. You might not know it now, but this is your Pappy Hour. Pappy Hour, let's talk it out. Talk it out. What's it like? What's life all about? Oh, Pappy Hour, say your piece. Laugh at yourself, slap your knee. Pull up a chair, it's time for